On Friday as well, and vote no. So look, the speeches, guys, 3 minutes each speech. We're not going to keep us here all day, but if you can, just lend them your ear, give them as much of your attention as they can, and just respect what they have to say, because I think you're going to be impressed. So we're going to have our first speaker up today, Adele Gillick. From Wake Up Era is going to do the first speech, guys. So if you could hear her out there, please, would appreciate it.
Good afternoon. To the women of Era, I salute you. We know why we're here today, and we're going to have wonderful people talking about our Constitution. What I'm going to talk about is a little bit more personal. Betrayal. I looked up the word betrayal in the dictionary. It was to be disloyal to a person or persons. And when your mother, who was also born from a woman, gave her last push and her baby was delivered and you took your first breath, and the doctor said, "Congratulations, Mrs. Whoever, it's a girl." And that's when your rights begun, your inalienable rights that came from no government. They came from your Creator. And when your mother walked the floor and checked your breath, and checked your breath again, and checked it again, in case you weren't breathing, even though everyone else thought she was being ridiculous, and you just checked one more time, and then you checked the heartbeat again, that is the mother's love for her children. And when you started school, whether you went in ponytails or pigtails or had your hair cut short because your mammy said, you know, you might get the friends in. Yeah? And the teacher said, "Mahan Colleen, you're a great girl," or the teacher maybe ignored you. And they were your feelings. They weren't a nefarious government feelings. They were your feelings. Personal to you. As a woman, as a child, as a female. And as you grew further up and you got your first crush and you thought he was fantastic, and then he gave his last roller to somebody else, and that was your experience as a woman, female, well, not mother yet, that was your feeling of heartbreak. And as maybe some of us went to the Debs and maybe some of us didn't, maybe some of us had no money to go to the Debs, and that again was your feeling of maybe being left out and not appreciated. Maybe your mammy did her best and you borrowed a dress, and that was your first time you felt like a lady. And only your friends knew that you had tried a few drinks, and they held your hair back, let you do what you needed to do down a sink or down a loo bowl, and they kept your hair back, then they tidied you up, reapplied your makeup, or put you in a taxi. That is the relationship true women have with each other. That's not betrayal. And later on in life, when you decided to go to work or not go to work or have to go to work, and you tried to set up a home and a family, whether you had 1 room or 10 rooms or 5 rooms, you tried to make a life for you and if you had family. And you weren't a carer, you cared for your children. But care was more than care bonds. You now were a mother. Or you may have chosen not to be a mother. Or you may not be a mother yet. But these are all your experiences. These are not experiences, hive experiences they want you to have. We're all just the one. They say anyone can be a woman. Anyone cannot be a woman. And this is what they want to do. They want to break down your family. They want to take advantage of all the women that are carers in this country. And I can tell you, The carers of this country have been let down. And when they lie and they say if you're not married, you'll be left out, you'll be alienated, disenfranchised. Nothing is further from the truth. And I want to say thank you to the people that reignited my love for An Bunreacht and our Constitution. At my age, I get it. I understand what's going on. And these people that don't even know what a woman is, and these women will come back to betrayal. You trusted them. You thought they'd do what was right for you. And I'm here to tell you, these people are jealous of you. And you might think, how can they be jealous of me? I don't have much. I don't have power. And that's where you're wrong. Because you women, you have the power. They're jealous. You have experienced in your long life or your shorter life the tapestry that has woven all your life together. And they can never understand it. And they can never appreciate it. And they never will. These people are degenerates. You can never go down to their level. You would never want to. And they actually think, and I'll just finish up, and they actually think that providing a cheap old pencil, it's a joke, it's pathetic. They actually think by producing an old pencil and a scrap of paper as a ballot box that's fixed, they actually think they can destroy Irish women. And we stand on the shoulders of the women that came here before us and the women that were abused and hidden and swept under the carpet, as if an old cheap pencil could eradicate them. We laugh at you. O'Gorman and Radcar and Ryan, you're more to be pitied. So I'm just going to finish off, and I just like to say, I'm not going to name names. There is fantastic people, and women in particular, doing great work all around this country. And there's people doing quiet work. And it takes a lot of courage maybe to stand up in a small town where the neighbours start whispering and whatever because you handed out a leaflet. And women, they're powerful because even though their legs might be like jelly, they gingerly walk past these curtain twitchers and they might buy themselves a little eclair on the way home, and they say, well done, woman. I'll send another email to O'Gorman tomorrow. So finally, what I want to do, instead of giving me a bula bus, I want all the women here to give themselves a bula bus. Raise the roof here in Dublin.
Yes. Well done, Adele.
Well
done. Brilliant. When I was asked to introduce these ladies, I thought it was an honour. My name is Jeff Gallagher. Some of you might know me. You'll know me by the end of this. But I have to say, the lineup today is just phenomenal. Our next speaker up, Susie Delaney from the Irish Inquiry. Another powerful, great woman of Ireland. Put your hands together.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Yeah? Adele did a great job there of not reading anything off the page. I'm afraid I'm going to be reading off the page if that's okay, because I don't want to forget anything. So, when I hear the government imply they've altruistic motives for this referendum, I'm reminded of something Ronald Reagan once said in a rare moment of honesty from a politician. The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I am from the government and I'm here to help. The truth is, there is nothing benevolent about O'Gorman and co. If their mouths are moving, they're lying. They are as caring and helpful as a fox in a chicken coop. They falsely assert the Constitution says a woman...
cut the power. Where's the generator?
Yeah, he said he was getting water. I didn't realise he was pouring it on the speaker. Hello, hello. Here's the hero, Peter. Yay! Hello, hello. Yeah. Just cut off. Guys, thanks for your attention, but we'll continue, Susie. So, I'll hand you back over to Susie.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I'll just find where I was. The government falsely assert the Constitution says a woman's place is in the home. Yet they don't seem to care that not every Irish woman has a place to call home to begin with, and many of them are mothers with young children. Where a woman's place should never ever be is taking our last breaths on a cold hard bed of concrete like Anne Delaney did last week. And my own sister did in a hostel 10 years ago, just 2 minutes from where we stand, where she inexplicably lay undiscovered for several days, even though they knew that she was in the building. And what followed was a Gardaí-assisted cover-up to protect Dublin City Council and a private landlord. And I saw the state cares about nobody, especially not women. And if there are women being forced to stay at home these days, it's not because they just want to stay at home, it's because they're afraid to walk around their communities thanks to this government's policies. Sorry, I kind of messed up a bit there. Plenty of women want to stay at home, by the way. I love staying at home with my daughter, just to say. Also, can we just pause for a moment to appreciate how they claim the language of the Constitution is archaic, but at the same time they're allowing hijab appreciation days in our schools. And according to girlsnotbrides.org, this government have not met their promised goals in ensuring child marriage is eradicated from Ireland. Nor have they ensured there are enough domestic violence refuge spaces for women. Last month, in response to 500 new domestic violence spaces being needed in this country to meet the demand, Woman and Mother Justice Minister Helen McEntee said, "Ireland needs to be more realistic about how many refuge beds it can provide." Well, Minister, maybe it would be easier to provide them if you weren't so concerned with housing illegal male migrants. Another thing this government has failed to provide, despite it being recommended 5 years ago, is the establishment of mother and baby psychiatric units. Such units don't exist in this country and they're vitally needed. Postnatal depression is proven to be even more detrimental to mothers and babies when they're separated. In addition, this government is allowing beds to be taken from elderly women, and men for that matter, to house strong fit males. Over 50 nursing homes have closed in a 4-year period, with 24 of them in the last year alone. The government have also been internationally criticised for refusing to meet the minimum standards required to prevent women and children being sex trafficked into this country. That's happening in every single village and town in this country. Every single one. Small children being sold for sex. Sorry now, I know there's children here, but it's the truth. And here's a few more ways in which they care about us all. They've endangered children in state care. And last year an Irish judge found that a 6-year-old child who was raped had consented to sex. And he dismissed the jury. He told the jury that they had to find this person not guilty or he would.
Disgraceful.
Children with mental health difficulties, intellectual difficulties and autism languish on waiting lists for years, and their families are totally unsupported. They've cut special needs funding to schools in recent weeks, and they put migrant children in windowless rooms in buildings that are fire hazards with no proper fire certs, and they call it humanitarian duty. And then they feign concern for human safety when someone sets fire to an empty building. As I said, they care for absolutely nobody. So what are these amendments really about? They're about attacking the nuclear family, of which mothers are at the heart. Cut out the heart and you destroy society. Destroy society and you create people with no strong sense of self, who are malleable and easy to control, which is exactly what they want.
Never! Never!
These amendments are also about ensuring more immigration. If a yes vote is passed, we may see men reunified with their multiple wives. Ironic considering the government claims they are combating sexism and misogyny in this referendum. And some people have brought to my attention in the last few days that it's possible that the woman and mother aspect of this referendum may have future legal implications for military conscription of females. I'm not too sure about that. There's women who are more qualified than me to speak about it, but it's something we should be really thinking about and wondering about. I think you should vote yes, yes on March 8th, but only if you wish to see the continued systematic destruction of this country and its people at the hands of this morally reprehensible government. And to conclude, I think we here today should call for the immediate resignation of Roderick O'Gorman.
Yes!
Good on you!
His position is wholly untenable, and it has been for a long time now, same with all of them up there. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today, and thanks very much for listening to me, and we'll get out on March 8 and vote no, no.
Great speech!
Well done, Susie.